What's up, YouTube? Taraya here on my way back to Sac right now from Stockton. I was out here seeing, with an old friend or whatever. And I just kind of wanted to give my take on pretty much everything that's going on as far as the police brutality and things like that. At first I wasn't gonna do the video. I had an idea of doing it, and then I said that I wasn't gonna do it just because of my lack of statistics and information. I didn't want to come uneducated and just, you know, emotional. So I decided against it. But I'm on driving a straight road right now. Don't try this at home, by the way. And I just got a little time on my hands, and I'm just sitting here thinking about my first-hand accounts with the police, and what I know about the police, and just my my connection to it with racism and things that I've kind of been dwelling on these past couple of days since finding out through social media about the slayings of two more black men in America. So first thing I want to start off with is saying that I have 3 older brothers that we all grew up in Sacramento, and I know I can't make this video too long, so I got to try to keep that in mind while I'm speaking here. It's just I have 3 older brothers, and we grew up in Sacramento, California, and it seems like a lot of the shootings from what I'm seeing is taking place in like places like the South and like Florida and things like that. But I think you guys remember the shooting of Oscar Grant from Oakland, California. Fruitvale, I think there was a movie about it called Fruitvale Station. And this problem is everywhere. And it doesn't matter if you went to Harvard. It doesn't matter if you went to CRC, which is a community college. It doesn't matter if you didn't go to college at all. It doesn't matter if you graduated high school. But I think that there are so many things intertwined that it's kind of hard. It's like when you're trying to untangle a knot and you kind of don't know where to start because there's so many things. I mean, we can talk about just simply calling it police. If you're speaking on police brutality, then we're gonna consider all police, black, white, Asian, I think Mexican, all races should be considered, because police are assholes out here. Police are really assholes out here, and I don't know if it's a power trip or really what it is. I don't know if the people with asshole type attitudes are drawn towards jobs, and maybe that's just a job for assholes. So that's what you just find a lot of assholes in that profession. But just the way that they talk to you and that they deal with you, and race is a whole nother subject. But just simply speaking on the way that police treat the American citizens that pay and I understand that they protect and serve, and this is not for the good police officers. This is for the police officers who are honoring the badge the way that they're supposed to be honoring the badge. And so yeah, that's my take on it. That I feel that a lot of police officers in general should have a something written of how the exact line. I don't know if they do, but I think that it should be strictly followed, because I know that some police officers approach you in one way and some approach you in another way. And I feel like if all police officers were supposed to approach you with the exact same protocol in dialogue, then that could change a lot, because it's a lot of times it's hard to respect someone who's coming off as disrespectful. And I understand that there's a person, there's a certain respect that you're supposed to have for the law, but there's a certain respect that you're supposed to have for a human being and a citizen, and for someone that's paying your bills at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So dealing with the racist part of it, I just feel like there's really, I feel that the problem here is that you can't see racism. You can't look at a person. Some people can, like I think I can, or at least just have a brief encounter with you and know what type of person you are. But in general, you can't look at someone and say that, okay, that person is a racist. You can't see it. And because of that, I feel like that's something that will never go away, because you can't find it. That's like having a disease, you know, like on the TV show House, how the problem keeps continuing and getting worse over time, until they're able to locate exactly what the problem is by tracing back by you know, symptoms and things like that. They're able to find out what the problem is. Well, with racism, I mean, you can trace back the roots of it and where you believe that it came from. But then when you go to look for it today, you can find it, yes, but you can't. It's not visible. It's not like it's not something that you can see. Like there's the races aren't brand, like how black people cannot hide their melanin, how it's inside of you, and there's nothing that you can do but illuminate the beauty of it. Although people hate it for some reason, people are able to hide their racism. People don't have to show that. They don't have to show hate. They can hold it. They can hold it deep within, and sometimes it comes out in situations. And I don't want to say situations like this, because all I've seen was the video of what happened to both of the brothers, Alton Sterling and Philando Castile, and so I can't say that was racism, but I can say that Trayvon Martin was racism in his flesh, and still is today. I can say that Mike Brown was racism in his flesh. You know what I mean? I can say that the unanswered questions from the Sandra Bland case is racism in his flesh. Like, what the hell happened to Sandra Bland? Does anybody know yet? You know what I mean? Like, all this shit just gets swept under the rug. And meanwhile, we're still watching fucking specials about OJ. I'm just saying. Meanwhile, there's a fucking TV special that just came out about OJ glorifying the fucking Kardashians, which is a whole nother video within itself. And I don't want to get too deep and get everybody all mixed up and things like that. But what I'm saying is that I don't see a solution. I really just, I see like the beginning of the end, really. And it's getting scary out here. It's getting pretty spooky, folks. Like, I don't see why this won't happen again. I don't see why this won't happen again at all. So and that's scary. That's scary for me. And I'm getting, every time another black person dies, I get more and more scared every time there's a police officer behind me. And meanwhile, I'm working and paying $500 in taxes every 2 weeks. So I don't know, guys. But yeah, God bless, and love to all, and gotta do better.